Well, we had some sad news this week. Tuesday, the founder of Habitat for Humanity, Millard Fuller, passed away. He was 74. I've got to confess, this is terrible, but I thought it was all about Jimmy Carter. I did not know this man's name.
No, and it was he and his wife who really started this all up. And I love this story because it came out of a crisis point in their life where, you know, they were very wealthy people, but they didn't have happiness and their marriage was falling apart. They had to really make some big decisions. And he basically gave it all away. And this idea of totally sacrificing his own life to start Habitat for Humanity, which is building affordable housing for people. And they're invested in the process of this affordable housing. And I think it's become known worldwide now. And we even have had a chance to go on a Habitat build, and it's just an excellent program.
Yeah, well, they said over 300,000 homes have been built
In more than 100 countries.
In more than 100 countries, which is amazing. But I thought what was neat, Denise, when you're talking about Linda, his wife, I think her name was, she was really upset that he was so, when he was young, so overwhelmed and focused on having money. And so that's why she actually left in the stories that we've been reading. And so then they reconciled, and that's when they kind of came together. And based on his Christian principles, that he said, I want to do this and help the poor, and had a real change in his heart.
Yeah, and it's a great way to help the poor because you are very much involved in it. So everyone chips in. And it's a sustainable solution to poverty because they have a home, and we know how important that is, especially in these times, you know, where people are losing their homes. The importance of having a place, and I love that. That's probably going to be his biggest legacy, is those 300,000 homes around the world.
Yeah, it's really great to see how, you know, somebody who was in the business world and, you know, his legacy could have potentially been his wealth, you know, and now people all over the world know of this man, and this man has been able to plant a seed from something that didn't start out so great, and plant a seed for millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. And you know what I think is so great about Habitat as well is that whoever is getting the house, you also have to come and pitch in and build the house that you're getting, right? So I think it's called, is it sweat equity?
Sweat equity.
Yeah, sweat equity is what he called it. And I think that's a fantastic idea because it really sort of, you know, gets the person who's getting the home, helps them to realize, you know, how much is really being put into helping you into this.
And didn't we experience that when we went on that build?
Exactly, and he called it to the theology of the hammer, which is the whole theology of based on Christian principles of helping the poor and doing work for those that are in need. And I thought that was a really amazing message that he brought.
Well, God's contractor, he's been called, lives on, will live on through this wonderful work. Fuller said his inspiration came from the Bible, starting with the injunction in Exodus 22, verse 25, against charging interest to the poor. He spoke of the economics of Jesus and insisted that providing shelter to all was a matter of conscience. I think of the scripture that tells us Jesus came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. What a wonderful example of the man, God-man, who was an inspiration to Millard Fuller.